I'm Josie Ortega, and welcome to the Making a Difference video showcase. These documentaries were produced by beginning television students at the University of La Verne. Today, we'll focus on stories featuring local individuals who have positively affected the lives of others. It's safe to say most of us love animals, but would you go the extra mile for them? When Lisa saw the suffering of stray animals in the area, she quit her job to devote her time to helping them. Now, 10 years later, Lisa Price has saved hundreds of animal lives with her organization, Priceless Pet Rescue.
Come here. Good babies. Good babies.
For many Americans, pets are an essential part of their family they would never want to live without again.
There's nothing better than going home after a long day to a house full of dogs that really do need you. All my dogs really have needed me.
All of the dogs were once stray dogs living in local public shelters at high risk of euthanasia. But there was light at the end of the tunnel for them and many others. Lisa Price, founder of Priceless Pet Rescue.
I got the idea of launching Priceless Pet Rescue because I had just recently rescued a dog, and I realized how much pleasure it brought me to being able to save a life versus buying a dog from the pet store. At that time, the real estate market was, crashing, and people were losing their homes, and lots of animals were finding themselves in the local shelters, and unfortunately the euthanasia rate was really high. So we decided that we needed to do something about it and see what we can do to try to help mitigate the problem. Into the nonprofit world, one of the biggest concerns you have is, will you have enough funds to help cover it? The volunteers play a pivotal role because we are a primarily volunteer-based organization. So without the volunteers, we would have absolutely nothing.
I've just stayed because I really love it, and the people here, for me, it's like my second family. So I love the people, and I love the dogs and the animals and all of that stuff, so that I really enjoy it and I really love it.
Working with someone who is so passionate, you can't help but sharing their passion and feel that mutual connection with them.
I just knew that I was doing something nice for the community, helping out the dogs, and I really like that feeling.
I decided to start volunteering, obviously with my family, but I love it. It's my passion. Just dealing with the animals and the people is just really fun. Being able to see the animals go to their forever homes, that's why I started volunteering, to help them find forever homes.
Southern California has a stray dog problem, and many locals are not even aware of this issue.
One of the biggest problems with stray animals is lack of responsibility for pet ownership. A lot of times people, they won't fence in their animals, or they get an animal that can jump a fence and they don't adequately fence them in. And a lot of times they don't understand the importance of microchipping, which means, animals could be roaming the streets if they don't have a microchip or a tag. Nobody has any idea whose animal those are, and then they ultimately end up in the shelter. And so we need to, try as animal organization to educate the people to get those microchips so that they can be returned safely back to their owners, and putting those animals in homes that have adequate fencing and that can keep their animals in their backyard.
I was just telling someone the other day, the emotional impact is really crazy from what we do.
Whenever an animal finds a new home, those are celebrated wins. We're super excited about those things, or anytime lives are saved from the shelter.
Like a few weeks ago, we had a dog named Vegas who came in where she was just skin and bones. And so we were able to fatten her up and find her a home. So it's really nice to see them go into new homes and be successful.
But unfortunately, some animals become sick, or we lose animals to disease, or things that are beyond our control. And so those are very sad moments as well. Or you encounter people who just no longer can keep animals and they have to return them, or have to give up their animals, and that can be very emotionally taxing on us.
To provide even more homeless animals in need with a home, Lisa took her concept from Chino Hills to Claremont and opened a second facility there in 2011.
The future goals of this organization is to save as many animals as we possibly can. We'd like to, venture into our third location.
I think that working with my mother it's really great. She has an enthusiasm and she's a go-getter. So she definitely is a woman that is not going to back down. So I think that was what really initiated the public to get involved with volunteering. Her qualities that inspire me probably are her drive, perseverance, and definitely her dedication.
Leadership, definitely. When you're working with the animals, you can see the compassion and how much you really care about the animals. So those are the things that I really admire in Lisa and the examples that she sets.
It has really influenced our community a lot. Our community knows that we're here they know that we help out.
Lisa and Mandy, which are our two co-founders, have made a difference in my life just by welcoming me as part of the team.
I've made a lot of friends, and I consider everyone like my second family. So like I have my family at my house, and then I have my family at Priceless Pets.
The biggest motivators in animal welfare is the animals themselves. They give us all the biggest reward. Knowing that you've saved a life, knowing that the animal would have died otherwise if we weren't here to help them, is simply gratification enough for us to continue this every day.
For some, having an impact locally is hard enough, but one man has made a difference on both sides of the globe. While attending the University of Laverne, Firas Arodaki created a nonprofit organization in the United States for refugees of his home country, Syria.
The University of Laverne is home to many busy and remarkable students. With classes and an abundance of opportunities to get involved, one would find it hard to juggle life, school, and the managing of their own nonprofit organization. Yet, one student rose above the rest and created his very own charity. His name is Firas Arodaki.
I'm originally from Syria, but I was born in Kuwait. I lived until I was 17 years old in Kuwait, and then I immigrated to the United States.
Syria is plagued by civil war to protest the government of Bashar al-Assad. Nearly 70% of the Syrian infrastructure was destroyed due to the resulting revolution back in 2011 and left thousands injured and homeless. However, instead of shying away from a challenge, Firas saw opportunity. An opportunity to help his country, which came in the form of the American Relief Fund.
I co-founded the American Relief Fund with the mission to empower the Syrian people in Syria and empower the refugees here. So we started the non-profit with two main projects. The Syrian orphans, where people can sponsor the orphans in Syria and in Turkey. And the second one is to support the Syrian refugees locally, mainly in LA, Westminster, Orange County, and San Bernardino.
I think there are those students who shine, who you see around campus in a lot of different spaces, talking to a lot of different people, and he had that kind of personality, and also, a very sweet demeanor.
And what a difference indeed. The American Relief Fund sponsors children in and around Syria at an orphanage run by the charity and a partnered organization in Turkey in order to help the refugee children overcome hardships and transform their lives.
We have an orphanage center in Turkey that has 30 kids, and overall we support around 6,000 kids all over Syria and in Turkey. We hold events, fundraisers, get to fund the nonprofit, and at the same time we reach out to the community, not necessarily Muslims or Arabs or Syrians, the community at large.
His impact, is felt not only here but all over because of ways that he works on connecting people. Approachable, but also very passionate about what he does with the community and what draws him to his work.
Firas takes the time to learn about people who are different from them so that he can be knowledgeable about other people's lives. Firas helps make us a better American and a better America because he knows at the heart of the American project is a desire, a hope, a vision to bring many people together under an umbrella called democracy.
What I wanted is to have an impact, a good impact on people. Whatever knowledge I have, I wanna pass it to the others. Like if you wanna improve yourself, you have to put in consideration that others too must improve, because you cannot rise by yourself. We live together here, so like we will impact each other, we will support each other.
The American Relief Fund is a nonprofit organization created to help the Syrian refugees in Southern California areas and Syria. The vision of the American Relief Fund is to empower the struggle of the Syrian people against oppression. Its mission is to grant humanitarian assistance to the Syrian refugees, support Syrian orphans, contribute to the construction of devastated Syrian communities, and to mobilize the Syrian Americans and promote the cause of democracy and freedom through strengthening the friendly relation between the Syrian and American people. With your help, the Syrian refugees will grow and the world will become a safer and wholesome place for future generations. To volunteer, visit arforganization.org/volunteer, or to donate, visit arforganization.org/donations. Even the smallest change can have the biggest difference.
Our next video is about a young woman who has experienced her fair share of dark times due to past drug addiction following the death of her mother. Still, Megan Wren has managed to find the inner light and love while recovering through yoga and meditation. She uses it to guide others in the right direction to recovery.
Here at Bluestone, I provide an art class, a yoga class, as well as a meditation class. And sometimes, if we have time for it, we do some laughing yoga. Laughing yoga is basically where we all get in a group and we, say our names. My name is Megan, ha 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 ha, and we just kind of laugh and we act like animals and we just become really animated and playful. It really helps us to find the joy and the cheerfulness in the moment. Yoga, I decided to teach yoga when, probably in the 6th month of my pregnancy, I started practicing yoga religiously, and I found how transformational it was. I came to the realization that I was now responsible for this little life who was going to depend on me for everything. So I quit cold turkey, and it completely transformed me spiritually, physically, everything. Like, even looking back at pictures of myself from the past, I'm not even the same person at all. I myself am in recovery, so I desired to teach yoga in recovery. So once I developed my transformation, I had a desire to share that with others.
My name is Alicia Balance, and I am a former client at Bluestone Recovery, and I am now a counselor. It's a very calming class. It's a very easy class. They don't push you to do more than you can do. It's just at your own pace.
My name is Summers Ebright, and I am a case manager here at Bluestone Recovery. One of the benefits to taking one of Megan's class as far as like yoga and meditation is concerned is it's very beneficial to the recovery process, and in a lot of different ways. It's mental and spiritual, honing in on like being able to focus on what your difficulties are. She treats people with kindness, which is huge in recovery for us because so far, like a lot of times in our lives, we've experienced a lot of negativity. So to be positive towards clients is something that's very beneficial.
My name is Joshua Corella, and I'm an alumni. Yoga was something that I always wanted to do for my recovery. It made me feel a lot of different feelings, a range of emotions. Sometimes in yoga, it can be very personal. Sometimes it can be a release.
I try to make people feel loved and understood. That's always my objective when I come in here. I want to make people feel loved, because a lot of these people, when they first come in here, they don't really love themselves necessarily. It takes a while. So I try to love them until they can love themselves, and try to encourage them to connect with who they really are in their spirit. I suffered from a lot of emotional issues as a child. I had really low self-esteem, something I'm still working on. And my parents were also both addicts. I lost my mother when I was 11 years old, and I really didn't know how to deal with the death. So I numbed myself. I nearly died. I nearly died a couple times. I was in a medically induced coma for about 2 months, and yeah, I had an 80-20 chance, 80% chance of dying. But I guess my will to live was stronger, so that would be my rock bottom, as well as going to jail. That would be another one. I mean, because our freedom and our health are everything. That's part of what makes us human and what makes a desirable life. So when those two things are taken from you, that's definitely as low as you can get.
She's kind of become like part of the family. She's a very warm-hearted, very talented young lady, very caring. She's got a big heart. So she's fit in very well with the staff and the clients at Bluestone.
Megan's been support for me when I needed support. She's also been someone that I can talk to in times of need.
When she helps people in recovery, she's not just helping the person, she's also helping whoever the person is around. So for me, in helping me, she's also helping my son. Her heart makes her different, her heart for what she does, her heart for the people, and just her heart for recovery.
Megan being in recovery and the amazing struggles that she did getting where she's at, I knew it would be a plus for the clients that are struggling with the same addiction. Anybody that would get involved with Megan's classes would benefit from them. She's lucky to be here today. You know, that she didn't lose her life to her addiction. And it's a story that lets people know that death is a reality when it comes to the disease of addiction, drugs and alcohol.
I would love to bring yoga into the prison systems because I feel that it's that transformational and life-changing. I feel that yoga and meditation can allow inmates to transform their lives, and it can be used as a means for behavior modification, and hopefully when they are released, they can take what they learned outside with them and become productive members of society again.
We hope that you found these videos inspiring to make a difference in your community. For the Making a Difference video showcase, I'm Josie Ortega. Thank you for watching.